Welcome to Geeks N Greeks podcast. Today we will be talking about Fantastic Four. My name is Coleman.
John.
Steve.
And I'm Aubrey.
But before we talk about that, with question of the day today, we will be talking about what makes a good movie. We all go to the movies, but what is your take on what makes a good movie? John?
Man, a good movie to me is going to have some level of relevance to the world today. A good movie to me will be reflective of not just the time that we're in, though, as well, right? So it's going to have an element of timelessness.
Right.
A good movie to me is going to have both story and character and a growth of both. So not just the development that will occur from the perspective of the characters that are in play, but also from the perspective of the actual like risk or the stakes, right? So something where you're going to see the entire world that's kind of going on around it in some element change, even if it's like a microcosm of like the larger world, like if it's just like the impact of this family or this town,
right,
or community, right? But it's something where the stakes are more than just like personal character development. I can appreciate that too, but to me, those are kind of some of the key core elements.
Right.
And I think if I had to add one more thing, it would be something that makes me suspend my disbelief in like whatever's going on, even if it's like a retelling of a true story. I have to feel like something about it was fantastic enough to put forth on film.
Gotcha.
Personally.
Cool. Steve?
For me, number one thing is rewatchability. Like,
Absolutely.
I want and have to be able to see it more than once. Like, in the theater, that's important for me. But then when it's on demand, when I can buy it and purchase it, keep it for myself. If it's just on TV, do I stop and let that play? Even if I've seen it 100 times. Like, I want to be able to see it again. Even if I know the plot, there's certain parts I just have to see.
So your ranking would change over time?
I definitely think that's possible. Yeah. Like
Okay.
The more I want to see something, that I consider that, like, of course, like a better movie. Also, for me, am I willing to dive into other people's opinions of the movie? So, like,
you want to go on YouTube after the
exactly.
movie.
So, like, Easter egg videos are one thing, but like, do I also now look for other people's takes that are good and bad in that same topic? Like, I want to hear like an opinion that's against mine. Just so I can kind of like balance it and kind of find like, okay, I see what they're saying or why something was good or bad that they may have seen. But that part, like the continual engagement is a big part for me.
I like that because like I like when you can dig deeper into the lore of the thing.
Yep.
Right.
You know, when you want to like learn, like, like okay, this was based off of this part or something. So like, what's the truth behind that, or is that based in truth, or is that something that's like
that'll make me like
to,
appreciate something even more? If they're like they stuck true to it, or this was their spin.
Right.
That was a really great spin.
Correct.
Yeah. Definitely.
Okay. Aubrey?
Yeah, almost not quite piggybacking, but I gotta feel somewhat immersed in the movie. Like it's gotta make me feel like there's some type of connection there with it. Kind of on the more nerdy side, but the music matters a lot to me.
Score or soundtrack?
There's really more so the score. The soundtrack is cool because you have a lot of. You can have a soundtrack that's got songs that have nothing to really do with the movie. Yeah. It's just it's on the soundtrack, but the score itself, like Superman. If we're talking Superman, if the Superman theme song don't feel like Superman, it ain't gonna hit for me.
Okay.
So I gotta feel it coming at me from pretty much from every angle. It can't just be how the actors portray the role. It can't just be the set and how scenes look. Like if the soundtrack in the movie doesn't fit with it, it kind of feels like it takes me out of it a little bit.
No, that's big because I think about it. Things like the Avengers, Spider-Man.
You remember that?
Yeah,
you can hear the music.
Black
Panther to a scene.
You
Yeah,
hear the score. You can like follow along with the movie.
Right.
Whereas, like, Guardians, that's definitely a really heavy soundtrack, but it's intended. But in that movie in particular, right, the soundtrack is kind of the score.
Yeah.
Right? Like, they use the soundtrack to move. It's almost like a musical in certain.
And in a way, it kind of is a little bit of a musical,
fully,
but more like a time period piece. Because like they go through different time periods with the music. But you get that just by listening to it.
Yes, I agree. And to piggyback off y'all, my take was rewatchability as well as a relationship with the characters, how they relate. So we go back to saying Phase 1 and Phase 2 are like the best movies, in my opinion. But why are they the best movies? Like I'm invested in that.
Right.
I'm very invested in that versus the newer movies where it's just like a one and done. But yeah, that's it. So with that being all said, let's talk Fantastic Four. What were your overall thoughts? What grade would you give Fantastic Four, John?
I would give Fantastic Four an 84.
Okay.
Yeah, let's go 8.4.
Cool.
Yeah, I liked it a lot, actually.
Okay.
Yeah.
See?
I'm sitting in that B plus range, so we're talking like 87, 88.
I got you.
Okay.
So definitely, I mean, hands down the best Fantastic Four movie they've ever had.
Yeah. Yeah.
But, that bar wasn't but so high, but I feel like expectations, like they needed this to hit. And
True.
I feel like it did.
Okay. I feel like it's not fair to like match it up too much against like the first one with like Jessica Alba in them, because I mean there was kind of like a one of
That was
one.
a different time period.
Yeah,
right.
It was a different time.
But I mean, yeah, I hear what you're saying. Though, for sure.
Okay.
I agree.
Aubrey?
I mean, hey, I'm in that same spot, like B plus range. We're talking maybe 87, 8.7, 8.8, something like that. It's a really good movie. I like the fact that they didn't kind of jump in. It's not an origin story.
Right? No,
and I appreciate that they're not that moving past that, not origin story, and you kind of just see them being superheroes from the jump.
Yep. Everybody knew they were superheroes.
Yeah, everybody knew they were superheroes. There wasn't any confusion. I had to go through that long period of trying to figure out what's going on. Like, you know what the deal is. You know what they do. It's just a matter of this is the next big thing they're dealing with.
Right. I'm at the B plus range, 87, 8.9.
Okay.
I like the relatability. It was very relatable, especially the family aspect, being a father, being a husband. It ties in, and it really hit home a little bit more than I anticipated. But yeah, I give it the B plus range.
So protect.
Oh, I'm gonna get into it.
Yeah.
I'm gonna get into it. So with that being said, what things did you like and what did you not like?
Okay.
Steve?
Aubrey hit the nail on the head with that part. They are already full-fledged superheroes.
Yeah.
Being this invested in the comic book genre, superhero movies and all of that, the origin story gets so overplayed and just, I mean, it for a reason, right? It's like beat points. You know it's going to happen. It's going to be that misunderstanding moment where the people don't know if they're how good are they, or this, that, and the other, and the evil turn, and what is their true purpose and all of this. They skipped all that. They already went through all those troubles. They made it on the other side. We're good. Everyone trusts us. They know what we're about.
Yeah,
right.
Like you said, here's the newest issue that on our hands. We've handled issues before. We've got it. This is an issue like we've never handled before.
Right.
But you trust us. We got it. Here's what we're going to do. Like, jump right in, hit the ground running.
They spent 5 minutes on the origin, which is plenty.
If that, if it would be honest.
I also like the fact that the exposition came through like the lens of kind of like a late night host.
Right, the whole Tonight Show type feel to it. Yeah.
As opposed to a news kind of feel, like a 60 Minutes kind of thing. Or
that would have been used a lot.
Yeah, that's been used. Or even like a, outside agency coming in. Here's your briefing on this.
Oh yeah, this is the group.
Like a newcomer, like, hey, let me get you up to speed.
Yeah,
right. Like, here's the file.
That's
and
right.
Like, flip through that. Yeah.
It's like that makes sense because that's like a real deal. Like if something like that were really to be going on, you would get like this executive summary of like, here's their bio, here's who they are. Like that would be how they would get introduced, or if they were to come on like Jimmy Fallon or something. You know what I mean?
What did you not like about it?
I think it could have had another action scene somewhere in there. I think it was a little short. It was like 145 is what it was.
Yeah, it was
so
under 2 hours.
I feel like it was short to where they could have had another scene. And from what I heard, deep diving into stuff, they had one and kind of spliced pieces of it into the final cut.
Yeah.
So like it was there, and that probably would have like sealed the deal A range for me if I just had a little bit more action.
Gotcha.
Like definitely wasn't like a throw the whole thing out. I didn't like the movie at all, but like just a little more.
Okay. John, likes, dislikes.
Likes, dislikes. Likes was the retro futurism vibe.
Yeah.
Love that.
You know, it definitely
It felt like Fantastic Four.
gave
Right.
60s era,
Mm-hmm.
but reimagined in a very, let's imagine all the things that we thought we could do or think would be the future were to be real. And this is what they brought in, which is kind of like, you know, by evidence of like how it went. And I, you know, not to get too much into stuff other people have said, but I definitely saw a posting where they were saying how there's a lot of aesthetic similarities to it in the TVA.
Interesting.
Yeah. So I don't want to go too far down that rabbit hole, but I did like that.
Okay.
Dislikes. I love a good ensemble cast. Like I was kind of like in my own intrinsic, you know, just thinking internally about like what I like about superhero. When I thought, my son asked me what was my favorite superhero and back in the day, and I was like Power Rangers, Ghostbusters, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles,
Groups.
Power, you know, exactly.
Not
and
a single hero.
And it made me recognize, like, I think a part of that was the fact that, like, growing up as an only child, like, I always wanted to be a part of a larger sect, right?
Sense.
And so, with that being in mind, I was like, oh, that kind of explains why I like X-Men and all these other things. And I always have like I always might have had a favorite character in the group. You know,
Right.
There's always going to be like a liking for that stuff more than like the solo outing folks like your Spider-Man, Superman, Batmans. So I say all of that to say, I feel like there were other movies that portrayed more evenly an ensemble cast than this. Speaking from the perspective of a husband and a father, I could see and appreciate the Sue Storm and Reed Richards of it all. But I definitely thought that Ben and Johnny got like a little bit of, especially Ben. They tried to give him some with, you know, the whole going back to his neighborhood and some of those aspects. I appreciated those things. I love the beard, you know, like all of that kind of stuff I thought was pretty cool. And Johnny had his element, you know, they each had their little beats, you know, with him learning the language element and those kind of things. That was all nice and good. But I definitely would have appreciated more time understanding and appreciating like what Ben Grimm brought to the scene.
Gotcha.
In terms of like fighting prowess, because like, sure, each one's going to have their own specialties and things of that nature, but
Ben Grimm kind of got left behind.
Yeah, especially when you're fighting Galactus. I mean, what you can't.
Right.
Yeah, Coleman time war. Like, you know, right?
I was saying, how much are you gonna do?
Yeah.
Aubrey?
Let's see. Likes, Silver Surfer.
Okay.
I was actually like, I was hesitant going in. I know
Very
about
much.
Shalabal and everything like that, but it's a little bit better than Nora Rad. I'm not gonna lie to you.
Okay.
Like, and I mean, I like the fact that she actually surfed.
She did.
She
Like
did.
She surfed well.
She actually surfed on different types of surfaces and everything like that. So that was cool. Really like that piece.
I think she acted her ass off.
Yeah. And that's what I will say. It felt like, because again, like hindsight being 2020, you go back and you look at the older Fantastic Four, Rise of the Silver Surfer. Like, granted, Silver Surfer is good in that movie, but he's a little just
stoic.
flat.
Yeah.
He real stoic. You could feel the emotion coming from her.
Subtle, like, cause she
it wasn't over the top or anything like that.
Mm-hmm.
But you could definitely tell like there was some conflict with her doing what she was doing.
Mm-hmm.
Like even the point when she was brought up, you know, like when Sue was asking about her picking out the planets, it was like she pointed out like, yeah, I do it, but you could kind of tell it was like, I don't really want to though. It's like I have to do this in order to save my people.
That's right.
But yeah, I mean, I like that aspect of it. Of course, love the whole family dynamic. I will say one of the things I didn't like, piggybacking off what you were saying, is just how much Ben Grimm really was involved in terms of him just being like, yeah, he's the pilot, but outside of a couple of scenes where he got to smash some things, he didn't really do a whole lot. And I'll say even the point where, you know, it's clobbering time, that scene. Like I remember being in the theater for that, and I've seen the movie, 3 times now, and all 3 times there wasn't like anybody like yay when he said it's clobbering time, because it didn't feel like they tried to build up to it, but they didn't really build up to it.
And it was to like to what end? Like
I'm about to say it wasn't
like clobbering time and smack Galactus in the face with a good 2-piece and
and lay him down or something.
Like nah, that's not what it was.
It was, and the thing is, I think what took it away from me was just the fact that it wasn't just him doing it. Yeah. It was like he had to get coaxed into it, and basically Johnny kind of dropped him on Galactus. I was like, that's not the same thing. Yeah. I get it's Galactus, but I would have liked him to say it's clobbering time and actually like
truly
put
mean
hands
right.
on
Yeah. Had
mean that.
A Hulk and Loki moment.
Right. Yeah. Even if he just like crashed out for a minute and was just flipped out, I would have preferred that if you're going to try to work that scene in, but yeah, that's my biggest dislike is just what they didn't do with Ben Grimm.
Okay,
I'm appreciative of the fact that there weren't like a bunch of henchmen type things that they had to do that too.
True.
Oh, like
they're
faceless little foot soldiers.
Yeah,
like stomp on and incinerate and all this.
Show all of their power
bots or what have you.
Yeah, but it's also kind of like then also like who is he gonna fight? Like, I think it would also been kind of weird if he was doing that to Silver Surfer too, because it's like
true
that just
that don't match.
Yeah.
Well, and the power set that she showed was like she wouldn't sit there and take that.
Exactly.
Right.
Yeah.
Like there's a good chance he wouldn't have been able to lay very many hands on her at all.
Right.
Because even the one time that he kind of like bum rushed her when they were trying to escape from Galactus, it was like he caught her off guard
and just tackled her.
Yeah, and after that, I mean, she didn't phase her. She was just like, "Where did you come from?"
Right.
So I like I said previously that I like the relatability of a movie. And I feel like as a family man, as a father and a husband, I was very much related to Pedro's character and Reed Richards being a father. He was always trying to solve a problem, very protective. And then there was like a line that Susan said that she said, sometimes you being you hurts me.
That's right.
And I felt that. Yeah. I'm always too busy, and sometimes you lose sight of, the home, the family, but you're always trying to solve a problem. So relatability was a big factor in my overall view of everything. I related to that, as well as I love the story. The story was good. I mean, the negative thing, I thought it was a little rushed, a little bit. Yeah. I mean, I think they could have slowed down a little bit, but it's good overall. And Galactus they did not mess up Galactus. And I was worried about that.
I appreciated that part.
I still like the little scene where he turns and looks at the Statue of Liberty like,
right. Human type.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But yeah. Overall,
but random, and I might have been the only person that thought this, but I saw the Statue of Liberty and I was like, dang, they had slavery in that universe too.
Ooh-wee.
That's a good thought.
Yeah, well, because I think, there's nothing really to demonstrate that much would have been different prior to them
Richards showing up.
So I think the idea is that kind of up until that point. Well, but also, I will say this, though. It definitely felt like a far more integrated 1960s.
Oh, yeah.
Whatever.
Oh, absolutely. Sure, the first scene when they interviewed somebody, it was a black woman.
Yeah.
It was.
So and nobody was acting funny when black people walking through the streets or anything like that. So it was like it was more progressed than.
But it also still demonstrated like the neighborhoodship of like New York, with there clearly being a Jewish neighborhood that Ben grew up in. It was still very much like still that.
I will say it could have potentially hinted at whatever issues they had culturally being placed upon like the underdwellers more so than like black people or people of color, because clearly like Mole Man was like ostracized and all the things until they came up and like bartered peace or what have you with Sue. Like that may have been where like the world kind of shifted. So it was less about color and more about like where you came from.
And maybe I'm unfamiliar with it because I don't remember from the comics, but what exactly does Sue Storm have on Mole Man where he's just like compliant with her?
I think it was.
They mentioned that his father and her father were scientists together.
Gotcha. Oh, okay.
So they had a really good relationship.
Okay, that makes sense.
So he was willing to listen to her because of that past relationship.
So sidebar, real quick. That point, this movie makes me want to go back in the comics and see what points were brought from the comics to the movie. Because I know Mo Man plays a part in the comics. I know all this other stuff plays a part in the comics, but how much of it actually came straight from the comics?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I'm not well versed in comic books, but I want to get involved. After seeing this movie, I want to get involved in the comics.
Sure.
Like, what happened? And then for future movies like Doomsday, there's so many things they can pull from the comics.
Oh yeah.
So, it makes me want to get in. Okay, that's all I have to say. Next point. So before the movie came out, we heard Pedro Pascal was going to be Reed Richards, Vanessa Kirby was going to be Sue Storm, etc., etc. Which characters do y'all feel you were worried about before the movie came out, but they ended up being good? And which was your favorite character? For me, it was Pedro Pascal and as Reed Richards. Based on the look, he just didn't look like a Reed Richards.
Yeah.
I was concerned.
I kept seeing The Last of Us, and I kept seeing The Mandalorian, and I was just like, I don't see.
Head in a lot of big franchises.
And I'm like, I don't see.
We're just going to get the same guy with a different costume.
I kept thinking about Wonder Woman 84.
Okay.
Oh wow! See, I forgot about that.
Yeah, Pedro Pascal, and that one was like
not
really weird.
Yeah.
So I was concerned about that, but he's like between him and Vanessa Kirby as Sue Storm, they were my favorite characters in the movie.
Okay. She did amazing.
The chemistry between them was good. Vanessa Kirby's acting was
spot on. No, that was great.
Yeah. How about you, Aubrey?
Who plays Silver Surfer? Because I feel like I'm gonna get the name wrong.
Oh, I don't have her name on me.
Oh gosh, please look that up for me real quick because I need to give her the credit that she deserves. But I
got it.
That was one going into it where I didn't care about female Silver Surfer. That didn't bother me. I just wasn't sure about her as the female Silver Surfer. But because again, I'm thinking of her previous roles, and we got a name on her yet. But I think about her role from Ozark.
She was acting in that show.
And all I kept thinking of, there's one particular scene. Gosh, I can't remember what exactly it was, but I can hear her screaming the line from Ozark, sitting there saying, "You're going to have to fucking kill me."
Yeah.
Like, I could hear that in that scene in the movie, but that's all I could see. But I got to give her credit.
Julia Garner.
Julia Garner. See, I was about to say.
Gonna have to be the internet forever.
Julia Garner. Hey, amazing job. Amazing job. Like that was one where I was like, all right, I'm actually legitimately a little blown away at the fact that I'm not thinking about the previous Silver Surfer now because of her Silver Surfer.
Okay.
And I feel like that's a credit. That's a big credit to her because I thought that Silver Surfer was like, hey, that was the only good thing about Rise of the Silver Surfer, in my opinion, was Silver Surfer. So,
okay, John.
I don't know, because I honestly try to stay away from a lot of those kind of that information. I'm the one of us, Steve will share similar sentiments that I'm not going to be looking for trailers. You know what I mean?
I've started trying not to.
I'm gonna look at the trailer.
I used to be
at least the first.
I used to watch all of them and the breakdowns on all of them. But then you walk in with you feel like you already have the story.
It's a lot of speculation, and I feel like sometimes when that happens, right, you got this whole idea of what it could be, and then sometimes it's exactly beat for beat that, and you're like, "Dad, well, where's the mystery of the movie?" And other times it's like, "Ooh, that sounds like a great story," and the story's not all that.
I found myself wanting certain parts. It's like, oh, they didn't go that way I wanted.
And
I only want that because I listen to someone else explaining that this could happen.
And of course, you're dealing with Marvel, so you're going to get stuff in the trailer that never shows up in the movie.
Yeah.
Factual. So I think I could probably get down for a first official trailer thing because it's usually not that bad.
That's where I draw the line.
Yeah.
I don't. Okay. I mean, even that. All of that to say, Pedro Pascal. I was like, all right, cool. I guess. They already went the.
I guess. Yeah.
They already went the Krasinski route.
I thought he was perfect, but anyway.
Looks
for the look.
Look-wise.
The look. Yeah, I get why.
Looks, but even. I mean, when I think of him, I want him to be funny.
True.
I want him to be funny. Reed's not a funny guy.
He's not.
Traditionally,
he's not.
He's not.
He is.
He's cold and calculated.
Yeah.
If I had to, who else I think would have been a good Reed? not that this is what we're doing. Sorry if I'm taking that question to the wrong direction. My man's Oscar Isaacs that played Werewolf by Night.
Okay. Yeah.
Moon Knight.
Yeah, but he been kind of similar to Pedro. Like he been getting cast in a whole bunch of stuff.
Yeah.
And people got a little fatigued with him for a second.
Same with Chris Evans. He's played. What's my man from? I mean, of course.
I mean, he's been Johnny Storm.
He's been Johnny Storm.
Yeah.
And what's
Captain America.
And oh goodness, what's the movie with
Knives Out?
No, Knives Out, but the one with Columbus Short.
The Losers.
Yeah.
Golly, yes. I forgot about that.
I like that.
That's a damn good movie. Yeah.
But so like, and I'm also thinking like Ryan Reynolds done a whole bunch of those too.
Yeah.
Anyway,
cool. All right, Steve.
Who was I concerned about? Honestly, it was Ben Grimm and Johnny. Because I knew less of those actors and the things they've done, and those were some of the lowest points from the previous ones.
Valid.
Like all three of the previous ones that were like mainstream releases, neither of those characters like hit.
Because they always managed to get Mr. Fantastic and Sue Storm right.
So like watching Johnny,
y'all like Johnny?
Watching Johnny's, for once they made the man competent. Because he's always been a jokester. He's always been a woman, like a ladies' man. He's always been the immature one. Like, we know those pieces.
But never would have figured out that
why
language.
The hell was this man in a rocket to space if he's
That's
not intelligent? Because
he's intelligent, but
you only brought 4 to space. What do you
intelligent.
Like? He really got put on this spaceship because you're dating his sister. Like, we just brought him on. Because I know when Chris Evans played. I mean, they made a comment about him, like, flunking out of NASA because he tried to sneak girls onto a flight simulator. And I'm like, so if he flunked out of NASA, how do dudes circle back and get on a jet? Like, how did he got his moment in this movie to prove why he's valuable. Like, homie went and decoded the whole language on his own.
Learn the language.
Like, it blew his sister and Reed back a little bit. Like, oh, wow. Hell of a job, Johnny. But they weren't. This is unlike you. We would have never had a problem solving.
Right.
So like they made him come across as, yes, I'm the youngest one, and I'm a bit all over the place, but damn, I'm intelligent.
Right.
Nice.
Because Reed was obviously doing all the other things, so he wasn't sitting there waiting for Reed to solve all the problems. It's like, no, I want to be a team player and do something too. And then, to your point before of Ben not getting much to work with. That piece for me with Johnny, like solving that problem, was enough for me because that's more than I'd ever seen out of him. Ben still didn't get anything, honestly. From Ben.
Yeah, he got the babysit for a little while.
Yeah,
than that. Yeah, and he got the funny scenes when they were baby proof in the house.
But I will say one thing they kind of leaned against. They had one scene with it, but like they didn't focus on it a lot. Was him being in like that self-defeating phase. Like, you know, he like is upset with himself for having to be a rock man and all of this.
For like 2 seconds.
Yeah,
I remember
like
you talking about he was looking at the TV screen.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You could see in his eyes.
He wanted to go in and play with old girl, but he didn't because
like that
I'm a
part's
rock man.
not his entire character. Like the first 2 Fantastic with Michael Chiklis, that was a huge part. Even after he found old girl with Kerry Washington, when you got with Kerry Washington, you still out, here worrying about yourself, self-doubt. Like, come on now.
Like, bruh, it's Kerry Washington.
Right. I'll also say that like that was the best looking thing that we've had.
Oh yeah.
You know?
Okay. Yeah.
I know I said it earlier, but the beard was like so dope. That was such a cool little like element. You know what I mean? Like you don't think about that, but
at all.
Yeah.
It's funny because if you look at the comics and you look at the thing, yes, the thing we got now is comic book accurate. Yeah. But like when we got the first 2, like it didn't register to me. Like the thing looked human. He just had a little extra bulk on him, looked a little rocky. And now you actually look at him now, it's like, yeah, that looks like a thing.
Yeah. Right.
Versus just a man that's orange.
With like really bad skin. Like, like psoriasis or something.
All right. Yeah.
Who was yours?
That I was worried about?
Yeah.
Oh, Silver Surfer.
Yeah, he went.
Oh, yeah, he did. Yeah. Gotcha.
I was worried a little bit about Galactus.
Okay, yeah, Galactus too.
But that was natural.
They pulled that off, though.
I wanted to see how big is he going to be.
That was
that was a really big.
So when they went in space to go see Galactus,
you felt like he was bigger there than when he landed on Earth. I thought that too. All right,
I did see that.
He does have size manipulation in the comics, though.
That is
he
true.
Can like
okay
grow and shrink as he needs to.
Okay.
Which obviously, for plot purposes, like you can't fight the man if he's bigger than the whole Earth. Like
trying to fight a Celestial
Yeah,
that's going to step on Earth.
But in the comics, from what I've seen, he's defeated a lot of Celestials.
Oh no! In the comics, he absolutely tanks it, but he's like at full power at that point, and so I'm assuming the Galactus that we saw is like still trying to grow his power in order to do something like that. Which is why when he saw Franklin, he was like, "All right, bet."
I was just about to bring that up. None of us have said that baby's name yet.
Well, that's our next point.
Come on, MC.
Our next point is the end of the movie. Yeah. With the end credit scene, where do you think we're going with Franklin? And who was on that ship?
What ship?
Oh, you talking
from
about
Thunderbolts?
From Thunderbolts.
Now, I did see on the internet that was not the same ship that they were using.
No, that's a different ship.
Which I would have never known, but that like deep dive internet world had to go on there and be like, oh, by the way, like they didn't have the same number of like pieces on it.
So, what do you think the plan is for Franklin?
Well, you know, this is going all towards secret wars and creating either a separate universe or dealing with the whole incursion situation. And Homeboy has the power cosmic. Like Galactus straight up said, this dude's supposed to replace me.
Yeah.
So he's on another level of everyone else. And I'm assuming that Doom already caught wind of this part. Probably understands it more than Reed Richards does, because he likes to brag that he's smarter than Reed. So like, probably came to this conclusion before, which is why he's trying to get a jump start. But somehow that crashes down on our two angry Avengers factors on Earth with us. So I guess they got to deal with it somehow.
Nice. Aubrey, what do you think?
As far as what they're going to do with Franklin?
Yeah.
Or just,
the end credit scene and Franklin's future. Or future for Fantastic Four in general.
I would like for them, if they could go the Hickman route and just basically turn Franklin into this omnipotent being. I don't know if they're going to do that for Secret Wars, because where they're at now, I feel like there's not enough time, or at least not enough movies to build up Franklin, unless they're going to speed run that in another movie.
They already 4 years did, though.
Yeah, they did, but we haven't seen him do anything besides, I mean, saying it's like it's small, but
bringing his mom
back to life. Yeah, but you got a brief glimpse of it. Like, you literally see in the comics that he creates a pocket universe in his room. Yeah. I feel like that has to be shown.
Well, I think that's where it's going. So if I were to kind of imagine what's going to happen, they were considering. Sorry, y'all. They were considering already what it would be for him to go, right? Like Reed was already there.
Yeah.
And Sue hated that, right? But that's just where Reed already was. So I think that it gets there. I think that this is just first glimpse of where things go south. I think Dr. Doom showing up in the mid-credit scene is going to be just like another push to show, like, look, we're not going to do this. I think what you see in that vessel is the like aftermath of not the Thunderbolt Avengers, but the other Avengers and some other kind of stuff. And I think that the baby is in a coma on that ship that Reed put him in, and that's kind of what we're going to be dealing with.
You're sending the baby to 626?
Okay.
Okay.
I always looked at it as that was them running from an incursion.
Okay.
I can see. That is 100% what I thought.
Because I can see that shuttle kind of being like I can't remember what it was called, but basically the ship that they use to jump in between universes when that last incursion happens to house some of the Ultimate Universe Avengers or whatever. That could be a way we get Miles Morales. Sneak them in there. This could be, I keep saying this is an easy way to bring in a new Black Panther without ruffling a whole lot of feathers. Bring one in from another universe. Bring in the Ultimate Black Panther, and then just say, hey, we're rolling with this guy.
I feel like, captain of the ship kind of thing is with them, though. Like, I don't see them abandoning their universe just to save the set of them.
Doomsday is supposed to return back to that universe at some point in the movie. Like, they said out, Kevin Feige afterwards.
Yeah.
that's not the end of that universe.
That's he's just
so
popping up right
Doomsday,
now.
We end up back there. So it's not like you saw Doom messing with Franklin and then it jumps forward in time and shit's already gone haywire. Their planet's doomed already. Like they're not doing that.
Right.
Because at this point,
somehow we end up there. So that might be the jumping off point that gets to they sent Franklin on because on their plan they realize real quick either he's too strong or Doom's got a plan for him and we can't allow that.
And so in my mind, I'm thinking it's like this is him and them getting off planet to somewhere where there's already an established level of like supers, and not just them, where they can be like, yo, we can probably work with some folks here who have an understanding of things because clearly they got some level of ability to kind of see into some of those things.
Okay.
And I will say we don't necessarily know what time frame it is for them when they show up in that Thunderbolt end credits.
That's true.
For all we know,
because the movie took place in 1960.
Yeah, but in their universe, but for all we know, it could be another 15 years in their universe before they come over to the one that we're familiar with.
By the time we start, maybe Franklin is
grown,
he could or more grown by then.
But he also does like the ages himself up thing too.
Oh yeah.
So let me ask y'all this. Y'all think Doom survives Doomsday?
Has to.
A version of him.
I feel like it has to. Because
he's
too big of a character to only have two movies.
Yeah, he's in both.
But he has
a huge
to.
Part in both.
But in all honesty, he has to survive Secret Wars, in my opinion, too. I don't want to see Marvel try to kill
That's what I
off
meant. I'm
Doom.
sorry. I meant, do you think he survives Secret Wars?
Yeah, I don't want to see Marvel try to kill off Doom. Like he's too.
I think he's too big.
It's too big.
Some version of him. I don't know how many they're gonna.
Yeah, even if it's not the Robert Downey version. Yeah, but Doom has to be around. You can't have the Fantastic Four and not have Doom. It just doesn't work. It doesn't make sense.
I also say one part that the trailers definitely made it seem between the end credits of Thunderbolts and a lot of the trailer clips for Fantastic Four. Like they were going to end up leaving their planet high and dry.
Yeah, but they kept hitting at that.
Like,
they are going to leave.
And we don't see the ship take off. Like clearly, y'all hightail it when the plan backfires.
So something has to go really wrong.
I wonder if that is an eventual thing. Like they said that, and played joking, save the whole world, we're good. Now circle back around to Doomsday, and they finally do hit some shit that they can't, and it's their own doing. Like Franklin might be the cause of it.
Right.
Doom could cause that, though.
And that's why I'm saying, to me, I think it's them not necessarily abandoning their planet as much as or their universe as much as
seeking help,
saving their universe by
going to Okay, I can see that.
Okay. Yeah, that's cool.
So, Coleman, what are your thoughts? I mean,
y'all said everything I was going to say.
We did say a lot.
Y'all said everything I was going to say, but it was more of, I think, leaving their planet to save their planet. And they run into the Thunderbolts. And then that turns into Doom somehow. I don't know how. But eventually they'll get there. But yeah.
I think at this point he has the technology to follow him. Have they confirmed that Doom is the Doom from 828?
They haven't.
And I'm starting to think that Doom is not from that universe.
Probably. I would think that he's not.
But the same way, like with Galactus, he could sense the power coming off of Franklin, and that's why he ends up right there, because he knows you're going to be very important.
Yep.
So
he knows.
Because he took the mask off for a reason, too. He wanted him to see his face for a reason.
Okay. So overall, good movie.
Yeah.
No issues, right?
Yeah.
Excited for the next one.
I look at it as this is the first one. Because none of the other ones are technically in the MCU. This is the first movie that Marvel really worked on, and not Fox.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. All right. With that, guys, we're going to close out. Please like, subscribe, follow. Hit us up on Instagram. Comment your thoughts about the movie. And stay tuned next week. Next time. Movie.